Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Emotional Evolution, where we focus on our own emotional evolution because when we change, life around us changes. If you're someone who is wanting to put in the hard work, is happy to pull up your sleeves and look at how you are, what's the word I want to use? How parts of you are connecting with people or situations that are not serving you, then this is a place for you. We function in scenarios like a puzzle. So when we're in a repeated unhealthy scenario, and the key word here is repeat, if it's a one off, that's a different thing. But if you constantly finding that you're in these scenarios where you always end up being the helper or end up being the one that someone's dumping things on, or noticing that the roles that you're playing, it's actually squashing your own needs to the point where you're feeling resentful or you feel like you're having an emotional explosion somewhere, maybe on someone who's much softer, like maybe your kids, or if you feel like you have like this habit that you can't stop, it might be shopping or eating or doing something that if you don't do it, you're going to get a negative reaction from yourself. If you have any of these traits, then perhaps you are dealing with another emotional wound of yours. And this is a place where I'd like you to come to get the help if you feel like this information serves you. And today we're talking about specifically how emotionally unsafe people can make us feel and what we can do about it. So, I wanted to go into some really specific traits of what an emotionally safe person looks like. And I'm not saying this from the lens that you hear this information and you start getting worried. It's about hearing this information and being informed and noticing that if you keep getting stuck in these dynamics where your needs are not being met, perhaps this person has their own wounds, emotional wounds, and they're kind of keeping you hostage in those wounds. So, one of the biggest traits is that they will present their issues as an urgent problem. So they will want to talk to you. It will be very, very urgent. Perhaps it will not be at your time where it's convenient for you. There'll be a massive urgency around it. And they will position you as the only one that they can go to tend to this problem. And they will not give you much time to make a decision. It'll come to you very urgently. I need this done. I don't have much time. And they'll show it to you as if there's no alternative solution. So that's one. So they come to you with an urgent problem and there's no other alternative solution other than for you to be the one to resolve this. Number two is they're going to tell you that you are the only one that understands, and they'll even use a little bit of like, I guess traditionally they'll call it love bombing. Like they'll praise you a lot that you're so great, you're the only one that understands, you're so loving, you're so kind, you're so generous. The world is a better place because you're in it. They were going to use all this like love bombing language, positioning you as the only one that understands. Um, and that is actually love bombing. So notice if that happens to you. Thirdly, um, when they describe their issue, they're not going to speak about the hard facts of the issue or the dynamic. They are just going to tell you a storyline that she was just bad. This was just the scenario. This is just what's gone on. I know it's like this and I just need your help. So, whenever they have an issue, they will talk about the storyline and they would never tell you about this is what I said, this is what she said, she came in like this, and this is just what she said. They won't do that. They will speak for the intention of the other person that she came in, she was jealous, she said this, she said that. So they're going to do a lot of that. Um, when you walk away after hearing them, you're going to notice that you're wearing their problem, almost like that you're feeling the pressure of their problem, and their issue is somehow wrapping around in your mind. And it's because they've actually held you emotionally responsible for their problem. Um, and it is very different from you hearing someone who's in a pickle and trying to help them with a resolve, that person is not necessarily going to position you in a way where you're the only one, that it is dire, there is no other solution. So in this way, with the unhealthy way, they've actually held you emotionally responsible as their only knight in shining armor. Um, and they made your help key to their survival. So that's the specific thing you want to look for. Have they made your help the only way of getting out of their survival? Because that actually puts a lot of emotional pressure on one person. There's obviously a million ways to resolve an issue, and they've made it out that you are their only way out. So look for that. You also get the sense that if you didn't help them, that they're going to be quite offended by you, or they will judge you, or somehow they will talk about you behind your back. That is another indication that this is unhealthy. If it was a healthy person, if you couldn't do that, they would understand and they would not expect you to do it. They have a bigger sense of emotional responsibility for their own problems, or they've took on problems as a responsibility of their own, and they're happy to resource outward, try to find who can help them easily with their problems. So they're not going to dump it on you, and they're willing to take on the investment of time, action, or money if they need to, if they want to resolve their problem. That's someone who's emotionally responsible. Someone who isn't and is emotionally unsafe, you are going to feel that if you didn't fix it, that you're not going to be emotionally safe with them anymore, that they're going to either badmouth you or that they're going to be quite offended or judge you. So if you felt like you've been in this dynamic, one thing you can do off the bat is let yourself know that you are allowed to have boundaries, that you are not emotionally responsible for them, that you can extend care, but it doesn't have to be all on your shoulders. There's a concept that I've actually made that it's a differentiation between sadaqah and sacrifice. Sacrifice works in such a way, and I know it's been used, but with sacrifice, we are not giving from a place of flow. When we give, we start resenting. When we give, we're like biting our lip each time, and we feel like we need to vent out someone's situation somewhere else because it's too heavy for us. That is when it's a sacrifice and not a sadaqah. If you give yourself this rule that I only do things out of a sadaqah, that means I've had my bare needs met and I'm able to deliver, or I'm able to give. And these needs don't need to be tangible needs. It might just mean that you feel like you can give and you feel like you can um, uh, resolve something without feeling like it's actually eating away at you. And I would put that top of mind that I can assess that, am I in the right space to deliver? And if I'm not, I'm allowed to suggest other resources to them, or let them know that I'm probably not the best equipped. You're allowed to put boundaries down. And if they truly are emotionally unwell, they are going to react by either being passive aggressive or say something displeasing to you, like I thought you would help, or guilt in inducing to you. And just knowing that that's okay. It's okay that they want to have that judgment, but you're also allowed to affirm that this was not a healthy dynamic for you. And no matter what, they're going to be displeased with you unless you allowed them to hold you hostage to their issue or their circumstance. This happens a lot in family dynamics, and it's not about not helping our family members. It's about understanding the balance of what you need in order to be able to serve people, and how you can balance it out so there's not any of this like emotional responsibility being dumped on you in a way where it's eventually going to get you to either need to badmouth them to someone else, or get reactive with them. Or some people actually start getting they start taking it out on themselves, or they start self-sabotaging. So this is what we don't want. And the only way to do it is actually learn, okay, what is my trauma bond? Why am I bonding with this kind of person? and what do I need to go out there and learn? And in all honesty, there is things you can do to actively learn how to heal that trauma bond and actively learn how to put down those assertions. So you can, even though they may still be how they are, you can put down kind assertions and kind boundaries around this behavior so you can function calmly and you're not feeling like you're going to get reactive. I hope that made sense. I know it's a lot. It is something that you can like look out for. Like, am I feeling like I'm bogged down by my friends' problems or my family's problems? And if I am, do they have those traits where they create urgency in me where I just need to help them and I'm the only one and they're always appreciating me that I'm the one that helps? So if I don't help, then I'm made to feel bad. These are all signs that they are not so emotionally safe and that perhaps you may need to reassess how you connect with them and how you bond with them so you don't feel like you have to sign off your life to helping them in ways that you can't. So I hope that made sense to you. If it did, please share this and subscribe. And inshallah, looking forward to bringing you more helpful content next week. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.